Kevin, it's just a point from a 1-1 draw with Banbury United this afternoon. Tough contest, probably a bit of a tough watch at times, I think, as well. I'm sure, that you'll be looking at this and thinking there were elements of, the game where your side could have done better. But I think there's also some credit for Banbury for the way they set up and that they frustrated you.
Very much so. We have to understand that and accept it to a point. I think as hard as they've worked and they're very organised and had moments where they thrived on the surface, which generally opposition do here. We have to understand that. We've had to work really hard for chances and opportunities today. We've had a fantastic opportunity, 1v1 just before half time and haven't taken it. I think the same in the second half before Banbury got the noses in front. I think there was probably a third 1v1 there where we've pretty much hit the goalkeeper on each occasion, haven't worked him hard enough. We have to take those moments and try to move the game away from Banbury in those situations. But they were, as you say, they were really, really stubborn. Stayed organised and strong together and made life difficult for us. And when you don't take your chances and opportunities, you don't quite get the outcome that you want. But credit to the boys, they've continued to scrap and battle. You look at Banbury's goal, but between Brandon and Byron have been fantastically consistent for us and do a really good job for us. There's a bit of a mix-up and a bit of a gift for them. But I'd like to give the lads credit. They've kept going and found a route back into the game. Just disappointed that we haven't taken 3 points, and we're frustrated with it. But you have to again accept that teams are going to be resilient here and thrive on moments and situations that we probably gave them one or two too many today. But certainly, we've had a lot of the possession and certainly throughout the game, and found it difficult to break them down.
Sure. I suppose in the context of probably, the last home game here and away from home against Leicester, you took control of those games quite early on, and I guess it shows that that benefit of when you do get ahead, you've got some control over the game. But you're never really able to exert that level of control today.
No, like I say, best chance came just before half time, and we haven't stuck it in the back of the net. Clearly against St Ives, we started quickly and got our noses in front quickly. And as I say, when Banbury have got in front today, that's given something to hang on to, believe in, and thrive on. It's a mix up, on our behalf, and something that generally those two players have been, as I say, tremendously consistent for us and do a great job for us. And it's unfortunate, but we work together as a team, and however we get back into the game, and that's what we did soon after they scored, give ourselves a chance. You've got to take the moments when they come along, and it's top to bottom, it's a team and a group effort, and we haven't quite found the answers today.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said about in the interview that you did with Steve for the radio that perhaps there were a few instances there where players sort of went away from the plan a little bit on occasion in their efforts to try and force something.
Yeah, I think like you say, that I don't think there's a lack of effort within the group. Like sometimes a lack of quality there, and as you say, players feel the frustration. Players feel what's going on there, and that was evident certainly going in towards the end of the first half, where things haven't quite worked for us, and we haven't quite taken the moments that have come along, and we're all getting frustrated by it, and players show that, and then they start, arriving in different areas and not staying to the game plan and doing the job and the role that they're in the team to do. Like I say, there's a frustration from a small fraction of the crowd that's, boo us off at half time, and when I go into the half time meeting with one of their players, like actually laughing about it and knowing that they feel that they've got us rattled, they thrive on that situation, and that's something that I find a little bit disappointing. We're all frustrated. I don't think it's a major area of the ground, but it just doesn't help the players, and we're all disappointed at the 90 minutes, and when we come off that, certain people feel it right to be booing us off the park. It's difficult for those young men in that change room, and it's my responsibility to try and keep them together and get through that, and we battle through that together. What I would say is there's even at the end of it, and that happening from a small section, lots of people there that, still accepting and understanding of two competitive sides that are going at it. And we're disappointed, really disappointed not to have taken 3 points today. But the lads keep battling and they keep fighting and they keep scrapping. And, I have to take responsibility if they don't show the quality at the end of the day, because I pick them. But they're a decent bunch that want to do well for the club. And I think most people kind of see that and understand that.
Do you think possibly, we spoke about the fact that Kettering had a slip in midweek and Halesowen had a slip in midweek, and it compressed the top of the table a bit more, and maybe that creates a little bit of a expectation that we could be, you could be drawing level with them, and it's I guess again that's just a pressure the players have got to live with.
They have, yeah. If you're going to be right at the sharp end of it, and you want to finish on top of the pile, you have to be able to deal with those situations, and a lot of young players that haven't found themselves in that situation. Some of the older ones that have, and like learning to get through it and how you get through it as a group is really important. But you're quite right. The results, you would say, kind of went for us, and the door kind of opens up a little bit more. And I think there's a lot of football still to be played at the level, and it's just important that we don't get too carried away one way or another with situations. We've not been great when we've had moments and chances to take ourselves right to the very top of it. We have been guilty of shooting ourselves in the foot, but similarly, so have one or two others. You look at some of the results in the week where they can go and do exactly the same and haven't taken the opportunity. And I think it serves to emphasise how close and competitive and how on the money you need to be each and every week.
Sure. I suppose we need to mention Carl Storer's dismissal at the end as well. Given that, I think we heard some conversation the other week that was saying in terms of discipline that we're probably the best disciplined side in the division. So, bit of an aberration from Carl. What did you see of it?
Yeah, I think it's a second yellow, isn't it? Their bench was kind of right in the way of it, and it was getting a clear view of it and picture of it. Look, I think there were one or two decisions today by the referee that were a little bit strange, and it wasn't so much consistency there, but that's not an excuse not for us to try and win the game. If Carl's, maybe shown a little bit of frustration toward the end, might be the case. He's had a really solid game for us, and yeah, look, we are all frustrated. We all, when we play at home, want to win the game and look at ourselves and expect to win the game. But it's about, again, just keeping it on the level and making sure that we don't overface ourselves. And that the point that you make earlier about looking at it and whether that gets in people's heads, I don't think it's consciously that they do it, but today 3 points would have been massive for us today, and we'll all look at it and feel it's a chance and opportunity missed. But the only way we could do anything about that is prepare really well through the course of the week and go into Stourbridge and give it our all and try and pick up 3 points there.
Kevin, we appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Thank you.